Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're gonna discuss all about how to create a to-do app list using React JS and also Tailwind CSS. So here is a project. I'm gonna click to add the to-do. I enter task 1 and here's my task 1. Inside there I'm able to edit the task. Let's say I edit it. Let's say I'm gonna use 2. This is my second task and the date, updated date, and these are tabs. This is all active and completed. Let's say I add another task 3. So I have 2 tasks and the active here 2, but when I press checkbox, my first one is active, the second one is completed, right, in the tab section. And I'm able to see the progress bar is up here. When I complete both of them, I am 100% completed my to-do task, right? And now the next feature is I can delete the task only one time, but I can also delete multiple tasks using clear completed like that, right? So let's try one more time. Also, my data have stored in the local storage. When I refresh my page, the data have stored in the local storage as well, guys. So this is a complete project for you guys. I will teach you everything from scratch, step by step. So without further ado, let's get started to write the code. But before writing the code, I need to install and configure my project, right? So let's do that. Guys, we have successfully installed and configured our React project, Tailwind CSS, and also the side icon. Then we will be able to create the to-do app list. Before creating all logics or using the logic inside the project, I will design the complete components. After designing the complete components, I'll teach you everything step by step. So first of all, we need to design complete components, and I will add the static data. Once I will add the static data, then I will add the logics to display the dynamic data, right? So first thing is first we need to design that. Let's get started to design the complete components that are help you to create the to-do list. Guys, we have successfully designed the complete components that help us to manage the application. So let's get started to work on the codes to implement the logics to add the features inside the application. So in order to add the features and also logics, I will use the React Redux toolkit to manage the application. So I'm gonna install it. Just use Redux toolkit. Open the website redux-toolkit.js.org and get started. I'm gonna install the React Redux toolkit inside my application. I will use them. Just install the one command. The second command, you need to install it to configure the React Redux toolkit with your application. Once you install that, the next thing you need to connect React Redux toolkit with your application. So in order to connect that, I'm going to create a folder store. Inside the store, I will create two files. The first one is store.js. The second file I will create it todo-slice.js. In todo-slice.js file, I will add all of the functionalities that are require us. Means add the details inside the application, store the value inside the local storage, and so on and so forth. So the first step, I'm going to create an object. Write any name as you want. I'm going to add the name initial state. Inside the object, I will assign the key and values. The first one is feature is items, means values. I will assign the values with the help of items, and assign the value is nothing, empty array, you can say that. The next thing I'm going to assign the feature is filter, means filter the items. The default value is all. The next one is adding todo, and this is a false and true condition. On behalf of this one, I will display the different things inside the application, like display the input field, hide the input field, and so on. So let's create a function. By the way, I need to create a slice that will help us to manage the functions and create a reducer inside there. I'm going to show you in a minute. Const todo slice variable name, write the create slice, which is used to get the data from React Redux toolkit. Inside that, I'm going to create a name, write the name of the reducer, write any name as you want. I'm going to use todos. The next thing you need to assign it initial state, which is coming from the top. The third one is reducer. The reducer is used to add the function. Inside the function, you can add the implementations, right? So I'm going to leave the just empty reducer because I just connect that. After that, you need to use export default todo slice, the name of the reducer, a slice file name, and just use actions, not actions, reducer. That's it. This is your slice file without adding any logic. Just create that. After creating it, you need to move on the store. In the store, you need to create the store, and you need to get the todo slice file inside there. I'm going to show you how. Use export const, write any name. I'm going to use store and write the configure store. It is a built-in method which is coming from React Redux toolkit. It will help us to connect our application with React Redux toolkit. So inside that, I'm going to use reducer. Inside the reducer, you need to pass the name which you have assigned on earlier, like this one. And after that, you need to assign any name as you want. I'm going to use todo reducer. This name is very important. You just get that. Use import, write the same name you have assigned on there, and get it from todo slice file. That's it. The last and final step, I'm going to remove these JSX files. You need to move on the app.jsx file, and this is a div. You need to change it, right? The provider, and the provider you need to assign the prop as a store. In the store, you need to assign the values as store, which is coming from there. That's it. You have successfully connected the React Redux toolkit with your application, right? So let's check it now. What happened? Everything is perfect on there. no problem is appear in the console or any other things, right? Means we have successfully connected with React Redux toolkit with our application. The next step, we need to create a function on the to-do slice, and also I will create another file which is selectors.js. Inside the selector.js, I will add all of the functionalities, not all of the, but I will use only unselected values, and I will create a function. In a minute I will show you how you can do that. The first one is basic selector. I use commands. I use export because I will get the value from another file. Export const select to-dos from state dot to-dos. This is the name of the reducer. Inside that have items. In a minute I will show you what is this. So I made the function and assigned the function value inside the select to-dos, right? This is a parameter. I call the parameter. Inside the parameter means I targeted the value which is this. Inside this one I'm going to targeting items like this one, right? I will show you in the console on after creating that. In a minute I will show you another things. Let's create another function that will help us to select filter. This is also a function which is similar like Apple, but this time I'm going to select the filter. Okay, so I have two functions that will help us to manage the items. I mean select the items and select the filters. Great. Let's create the function that will help us to filter the items. So I'm going to create a function export. Also I'm going to add the command filter items. Export const select filter to-dos state. By the way, I did not create any other things inside the to-do slice file. I just created more than two function, 2 to 3 or 4 functions inside the selectors, but I will add all of the logics inside the to-do slice, right? Means I will use the React Redux toolkit inside there. Means all the functionalities, all the logics inside this one file I will add it, guys. Okay, but few things I'm gonna add inside this one file like selectors. Okay, I need to change the name like selectors. Okay, right. So this is my second function, third one function. So in there I'm gonna use const to-dos, write variable name and select the value like items from to-dos.items. Next thing I'm gonna do filter state.to-dos.atom, not atom, filter. These values are similar which I assign on there. If you change the name you will get the error, guys, right? Then I'm going to use switch statement and check the filter is execute the case which is active. If the case is active I need to get the return value to-do. I'm going to select that and add the filter function that will help us to check the to-do exist or not, means not true. So I use to-do.completed. It is not true. By the way, I use the exclamation sign on there. Let's create another function that will help us to check the completed. If the items are completed, then what should he do? I need to use return. What do you want to return? I use returns to-dos.filter. This is also a function. This is by the way JavaScript built-in function I'm going to use on there. To-do completed. If both values false, I just get the default values return to-dos. Okay, so this is a function that will help us to filter the items. Okay, the next function I'm going to create on there is export const select to those status, which is used to display the in a minute I will show you, display the numbers, how many actives are completed and so on so far, total progress section and percentage of the progress bar. So I will manage it inside there. I will create a passing the parameter and use same thing like to those state dot to those, select the to those items, const total, and select the to those dot length, which used to get the total items have added inside the application, and then I will use completed. The logic is simple. To those dot filter, I'm going to use to do dot completed dot length, and also I need to get the active, the to do is active or not, so I need to use total negative while completed. I will get the active, how many actives, and that is our completion percentage. Okay, and the percentage I will get it with the help of total greater than 0. Then I'll call the math.round function, and there I'm going to use completed divided by total times by 100, otherwise I need to get 0 value. The last and final thing, you need to use return and all the variables you have made on there, just like that. Total, completed, active, completion percentage. So I will use these functions and I'll value and also value inside the file, which is Todo App. On behalf of these to those total, completed, active or not active, and so on so far, I will display the different components or different designing. Let's say I just only display these detail, this one detail. When user will click on that, then I need to display the input field and so on so far, right? So guys, we're gonna add the implementations of these functions inside the todo app.js expand. So let's do that. I use to those, create a variable guys, to those, and use selector. It is a function which is coming from the React Redux toolkit, and inside this one I'm gonna select this function like this one. Just copy and paste her, remove the s, add the s, and hit enter. You are getting the function from --store .store, select this one file. Let's say I use console.log, use to those. What you will get? You will get the empty array guys, as you can see. This is a value that I assigned on there, as you can see. I hope you understood as well about it. Let's get the filter to those, use selector, and I'm gonna get the second function, which is this one. Not this is our second one, but the third one. Okay, let's get the status, and you can check it now on the console. You will get these results like this. Okay, so let's use selector, and I'm gonna select the select to those status. This is also a function which is coming from this one. And last one, I'm gonna use filter, use selector, and I'm gonna select the select filter. Not this one. I need to get this function guys. Okay, so I have 4 functions which is coming from there, 1 2 3 4. So let's check it now the status. In the status I have written many values like to those, total, completed, active, and so on so far. So I'm gonna use console dot, let me show you what happened. Console.log status dot, when I will add the dot, I'm getting these value guys, active, completed, complete percentages, to those, total. Let's say I get the completed, you will get the 0%. Means this is values these are basically values which are help us to manage the application. I hope you are understood as well all about it. So let's add them inside the application. So the first step I need to add there is status dot complete progress bar. Save the file, that's 0%. Great. Let's add the progress bar using style. Width should be literal template, and I'm going to use status dot completed percentage. After the I need to use percentage sign, then you will get the percentage, guys. As you can see, you are able to see the progress bar has been removed from there, means the background has been decreased. Okay, when I will add the values, and it will automatically increase one by one on behalf of my list items. Let's move on, and inside there I'm gonna add status dot total. Same thing I'm gonna do, copy, just paste on there, this will be active, paste on there, this will be completed. Save the file, and you are getting these details, guys. Let's move on, and this is action bar, right? So this is very tricky, guys. You should see very carefully of this logics. Okay, so this is a clear and delete button. So this is a starting, but when I started I just used on this one. Give me a second, I will show you what is this. I cut that complete code, use status dot total is greater than 0, then display these results, right? I can't see the delete and mark all button, right? So add another functionalities on there, or conditional based values on there. This button will execute or display when status dot completed greater than 0, and display that, and this will display when status dot active is greater than 0, then display that. Okay, so I think it should be perfect. Let's move on. In the filter to do, okay, we need to work on that. It is very important to display the tabs. So the first step, I need to open that, and in the to do filters I need to pass the current filter value, which is coming from my filter variable. The next one is I'm gonna assign the status. By default is status, which is coming from my top variables, which I made on the status filter, right? And I will add another things on later. This time I just use them. So I need to pass these value as a prop, the first one, the second one. So I have a file. In a minute I will show you. This file is I have this file. Inside this one file have a filter file. I will use the map method that will help us to filter out this one method and get the values from there. By the way, this is a key, this is the value, this is a key, this is a value, and this is the icon. These are icons, guys. List, clock, and check circle. I need to get them from in a minute I will show you clock and check circle from the side React. And by the way, this is the list, right? So these are tabs, guys. In a minute I will show you my previous project, so I will get that better then. Okay, in a minute. So these tabs are coming from there. When I will use the map method that will help us to display the icon, the text and the numbers, right? So these are three things, so we need to cover them. Okay, so give me a second guys, I will use the map method on there, which used to display that all values. So inside there I'm going to use filter dot map and parentheses, and I will pass key, label and icon in a small I, and the icon I will assign the icon in the large I, capital I, and then count. Use curly brackets, equal sign greater than equal, and I need to get the return value, which value I need to get the pattern. Inside the pattern I need to display a few things. The first one is, give me a second, I need to display the icon, which is coming from this one, and size should be 16. This is by the way icon, in a minute I will show you. As you can see, 3 icons are up here inside there guys. The next thing I'm gonna assign it label. This is the label tag. By the way, it is checkbox, so I need to use label. This is the label. Give me a second, I'm gonna save the file and I'm getting the labels all active and completed. The last thing I need to assign it span tag. Inside this span tag I need to assign the count, which used to display the numbers. As you can see, 0, 0, 0 and 0. Yeah, so we need to design it, means I need to add the functionalities by using CSS, Tailwind CSS. I'm going to use little template. Reason for using little template, I will add the dynamic data, means conditional based text and background color. I will change it. A flex atom center, tab 2, px2, p2, and I will assign all of the not required but useful classes which design is beautiful for our application. And there I'm going to use that current filter, which is coming from my prop, like this one, is equal to our key. Then I will change the different things, mean different colors, BG white, text gray, 800, shadow MD, and yeah. Otherwise I need to display the text gray 700, however text gray 800, however BG gray 300. So let me save the file and let's look at that. As you can see guys, but here is some mistakes, so let me check that where is the mistakes. Flex BG gray, and I'm gonna use rounded LG padding all sides one, so I think it should be displayed perfect. Yeah guys, I'm getting the perfect results, as you can see, but I can't click the active and completed. Reason for not clicking on any button, because I need to create the function that will help us to manage the filters. But right now I will leave it because I will create another function inside my how to do slice file to display that functionalities. So I will create that on later, right? So let's move on to add the validations. Means on behalf of this button I need to display the input field. So in order to display that on conditional based, I need to move on the selectors, and I'm going to create a function spot const select is to-do heading to-do, and I'm going to create a status. I just use state dot to-dos, and in this time I need to move on the to-do slice file. Inside this one file I need to create the function inside the reducer. because I need to target that. So how you can get that function inside there? Very simple. Inside the reducer, write the function name. I'm going to use set is adding todo. Use colon parenthesis, passing the parameter state and action. Use curly bracket, and target state means your current state. Inside there, here is todo adding todo. Assign the value, which is action. Give me a second. Action is a parameter dot payload, and we need to export it. Just use export const set is todo from give me a second, and I just check that todo slice dot actions. Need to, once you do that, then the next thing you need to move on the selectors and target this one on there. So I'm going to copy that function, move on app.jsx, go to top, create the variable is what is the name, is adding todo. You can enter any name as you want, guys. Use selector and passing the function which is coming from selector file, right? And on behalf of this one, I will display the input field. Let me show you where it is here. So I just use cut curly bracket is todo adding and display that. Save the file. You can't see any more input field inside there. I'm going to refresh my page. Okay, I think I need to use the key and the todo filters. Where is the todo filter? Okay, here I need to assign the key. Okay, where it is key. After that I will just assign the keys. I'll use the key. So I think it should be solve the problem. Yeah, perfect. So guys, the next one is move on there and remove the filter there, and I just check the another things which will help us to display the conditional based. Then I will move on the functions. Okay, so to-do list. In the to-do list here, after the to-do list I will use filter to-dos dot length equal to 0, then display. Give me a second. P2 this value 2. Okay, give me a second, guys. I got it. Okay. I think something is wrong on there, guys. Give me a second, guys. I just undo that and let's check it what happened. Okay, give me a second, guys, because it is so just get it, the complete code, use that filter to those at length 0, then display that. Otherwise I use dummy div or empty div on there, then I will manage it. Why I'm getting that problem? Greater than 0. Just a minute. Okay, the problem has been solved. And yeah, perfect. So I need to display this value as 0, then I need to display only on this content, otherwise I need to display this one. Okay, add to those And okay, I also cut that. This is the last one that I placed on there. Give me a second. Something is wrong because it is all about the divs, guys. So this is a completed, this is another completion, and but I need to use on there is where I put the value, guys, in a minute. Give me a second, guys. It's perfect. In a minute I will add another things. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one and use another conditional framing on there. To do that length equal to 0, then display that, otherwise display that value. I'll show you what happened on there. Give me a second. The comments, and this is okay. What will the comments and to toe length that, otherwise okay, perfect. I just paste the second areas on there. Okay guys, so this is very tricky but very helpful for us. So I just use to-do length, and to-do's filter length is 0 to display the something else like no to-do's yet, please add to-do, and I'm going to show you what happened. As you can see, I'm able to only see no to-do's yet, but inside this one section I need to display the to-do's filter. No filters. Okay, I just use that as a filter which is coming from my file. Okay, and also I will use p class text sm, and I use filter active, and all your to-dos tab, and also I use filter this will be completed and this will be active. This is text which used to display on the page. No completed to-dos yet. Keep going like this. Save the file. Okay, add your first to-do to start it, and yeah, great. So let's move on, and the next and very important part on there is what there. Okay, close. Inside the div, first of all I need to class divide create 300. Inside that I need to call the function, not function, to-do items. But before adding that to-do items, I just call the to-do filter to-dos.map method and passing the values index. Reason for using that, because I need to repeat the values. Okay, just use return what to-do item. Let me save the file, and you can't see anything else because I need to work on this one file. Okay, And yeah, so give me a second. I do not use return on there. I need to return the value. First I need to save that and see what I'm getting on there is photo to this map. Okay, first of all I will assign the keys todo.id. The todo I'm going to passing as a prop is todo, and index is index. I will use these on there as a prop, todo and the index, right? So let's use them. Call the first dispatch, but before using it, let's look at that where I will add him. Guys, it is so logical, so I will show you in a minute. So first of all, I will create a states is editing, set is editing, user state by default is false. The next one is deleting, set is deleting. I will work on it on later. This time I just assign the create the states, and I will show you how you can manage this page to display the list items, right? And I have a props todo and index, right? So let's add them one by one. Before adding it, I will show you a few things. I will use the conditional rendering on there is deleting is true. Then I need to change the style, opacity is 0, and transform scale 95. Otherwise I need to use opacity is 100, transform scale 100, right? And then the next thing, I'm gonna add another logic. todo.completed. Todo is a prop which is coming from my this one file, right? I targeted them and use opacity 75, otherwise the opacity is nothing, right? These are styling, guys. And the last thing I'm gonna assign it is style, simple animation when I will delete the items. So I just use the animation delay, little template, index times by 50 milliseconds, comma, and also I'm going to use animation sliding up, slide and up, okay, slide and up, 0.3s out forwards. Okay, so save the file, and yeah, it's perfect. So let's move on. And this is a toggle button. So I also mentioned that is conditional based, so I cut that, use the same thing with little template. Inside there I'm gonna use todo completed. Then I need to use PG green 500 border green 500, text should be white, however PG green 600, otherwise border green 400. However the mouse the border should be green 500, and however PG green 50, right? So the file, this is a conditional based, guys. Okay, but I can't see the data, let's add the tutors. I think I need to check the conditional best, but before checking it I need to complete this one, guys. Okay, so yeah, everything is perfect, but the last thing I need to create the function that will help us to display the date, right? So we're gonna create a function const format date and passing the parameter date string, and there I need to use const date new date, passing the same value date string, and I need to use return new intel, return new intel dot date format with English USA, and use object based. The month is short, comma, the day is numeric, however 2-digit, comma, and minute is 2-digit, right? So I'm gonna save the file, copy the function, but after the I need to use format, and the format is date, right? Copy that function and move down. Here is the created and updated. So after that you need to use curly bracket and target your to dot created and same thing I'm gonna do, copy that, just paste on there, and this will be updated at. Okay, so save the file, and right now I can't see anything else in there. That's the reason for on there is. So let's check what is this, why I can't see the data, like to-do items data, right? So let's see to-do items dot filter dot map to-do filters to-do. Okay, because guys I have no items, so let's say, give me a second guys, I will create a function that will help us to add the data and handle the value. When I click on it, then I think our values will be appear, our list or appear inside there. So yeah, we're gonna create a function, guys. So guys, we're gonna work on the add items. When I click on it to display the input field, when I will enter something inside the input field, then the values or item values will be stored or displayed on there. But before working on it, I need to hide it, and also I need to add the event when user click on it to display the input field. So let's do that. I need to move on to the items to drive, and by the way I need to hide my progress bar, this complete, this is a top bar, guys, so I need to hide it when I just use when the value will be increased in the status total, then it should be displayed, guys. So I'm going to save the file, and I can't see. Okay, give me a second. Total. Okay. But I need to see state out. Okay, give me a second. Status, guys. The problem is everything is perfect. Just change the name, which is this. So it should be displayed, guys, right? So let's work on this one button. When I click on it, to display the input field, right? Cons handle add to click. So in order to assign the action, so you need to create the dispatch function. So let's do that. I'm gonna use cons dispatch, use dispatch, and you can copy that, and inside that you have made the function is set is todo active. In there you need to use true. That's it. Copy the function, move down where the button, where is the button here? So I need to use on click, just passing the function like this. Let's click on it. Okay, nothing happened. Handle to click. Give me a second, I need to check that. Set is hiding to do true. To the slice. Dispatch. Give me a second guys. I just find out the problem. Console.log, and I target is adding to do. I just check that what happened when I click on that. Give me a second. Undefined means I can't get the value from there. So let's say stay.todos. Okay, here's the problem. Yeah, so where is my slice file? Okay, here's, so I need to target that there. So I just change the value. By default the value is false. I need to change it. When user will click on it, I just target it as a true, just like that. Save that, and I think it should be displayed. Yeah, I'm able to see this values up here. Refresh page, you can't see anything else, but when you click on it, I'm able to see the input field is up here. Great. Let's work on that to get the value from there, and when I will press on this one button to add the value inside the list item. So I need to move on the form and there, and in the form you need to assign the value. By default is placeholder. I'm gonna assign the value is placeholder on there. Placeholder. It is very important. I'm going to show you very important to update the record, right? What need to be done. Okay, and move on. Just save the slice. Move on the to do form, guys. Give me a to do slice selector. I remove that. Open the to do form. Okay, and move on top. The first step, you need to use curly brackets and assign the default values, default events, and also values. Reason for assigning that, because I will update it on behalf of this one form is a prop, right? On submit, by default is nothing. On cancel, nothing. Initial value, I will assign the default value is nothing. And placeholder, it is very important, guys. I show you how you can update the record on behalf of the prop new to do. But right now I'm gonna add the record. Okay, so yeah, let's create a function cons dispatch, use dispatch, cons text, set text, use state. By the way, I'm gonna assign the initial value which is coming from the as a pro, and same thing I'm gonna pass on the use dispatch function our initial values. The next thing I'm gonna use input ref and use ref, and by default value is nothing. Copy that, use ref. and you need to use them inside the input field. Is a ref and use ref. The value which is coming from text, and on change I need to use set text state a.target.value, right? And also I need to use placeholder, which is coming from my props placeholder. And also I will add another event when I will use escape button to remove the input field. Okay, so let's work on the handle function that will help us to add the value. Handle submit, e.prevent default const trimmed text.trim, and I use if trimmed text is true if on submit, which is coming from my top. Okay, like this one this is the basically as a prop. On submit is true. For editing purpose I use on submit function and I pass trimmed text, and otherwise I need to add the record in the list item. So what I need to use, I use dispatch, and inside that I need to create the function. The function I will create it in a minute. I will show you the function I will create that. But before creating the function that will help us to add the record, let's copy that and add that inside there. Let's add on submit and do that. And yeah, we're gonna create a function inside the to-do slice file, right? So I need to move on the right side. So in order to create the add to-do list inside the list item, so we need to create a add to-do step action. So I will use all of the logics inside the new to-do as object, passing the values, key and values. Key is ID. I need to use the built-in character function that will help us to generate the random ID. The next one is text. The text is coming from, just use small text colon. This is a key, guys, which coming is from action.payload.trim, comma, and completed is false. The next one is created hat. I need to generate the tag, guys, to ISS string and updated new date string, and yeah, save the file. Outside of this one object at target state.items, we need to store the value inside the item .unshift. Okay, and passing the new to object. Then also I need to use set state is adding is false, and also yeah, that's it. Copy the function, use on there, same thing, move on there, and inside there you need to pass the function, remove the O, add the O. Inside there you need to pass the function. You need to pass the text which is coming from there. Save the file. Let's try it. What happened? Yes, something, hit enter, nothing happening on there, guys. Let's this page hit to do is coming from there. Yeah, okay, let's check it now, guys. What is this? Okay, give me a minute, guys. when the value will be stored. So I need to use console.log and use tutos. Let's see what happened when I add nothing. Okay, something is wrong on there, guys, so let me check it. What is it? Let's check it, the to do slice file first, and yeah, add to do state action. Guys, I think the problem is inside there. So I have add the event on submit. This is a div, but I need to change it as a form, so I think it should be solve the problem. Okay, so let me refresh the page, click on it, write something, hit enter, and I'm getting the value, guys. And also I have checked it in the console, I'm getting the values. As you can see, the completed, false, created, this one ID, and so on and so forth. This is a total, this is the active, and this is 0 completed. Okay, and these are values, our tabs are up here, but we will work on it on later. Okay, cat. So let's add another functionality like cancel the event or input field when I click on it, and also display the particular values inside them. But it should be displayed, but I'm facing problem. We're gonna fix it, guys. Okay, so in the form I'm gonna create another function, const handle cancel, and I'm gonna use if on cancel. Give me a second, I'll tell you that is active. Then I need to use on cancel function. On cancel, guys. Why I'm getting okay. And the else and dispatch set is adding to do. I use false and set text and nothing. So I just copy that, and this is check. Okay, and this is a cancel, right? So in the cancel I need to use event. Okay, this is button on there. I use on click and it'll cancel. Let's try to add it. So, click on it to remove it. Get. Click on it to remove it. Click on it, nothing happened, but write something and add the values. The values has been added, guys, right? The last thing I'm gonna add it is keyboard, means escape button. When I press escape button and I key down, passing the value, and I'm gonna use if e.key escape. Then I need to call handle cancel function on there, and I need to add the event. The event is on key down, and let's try to add it. I'm gonna use escape, great. And yeah, we're gonna move on the app.jsx file and display the to-do item. So I'm gonna open it as well, save the file, and just use the return keyword to try out what happened when I save that. And I'm getting the values, guys, as you can see, but it's not arrangeable on there. Yeah, so we're gonna work on it to display all of the details, and we're gonna work on it. Okay, so the to-do form has been completed. To-do items. So yeah, to-do items. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so the first thing I need to set up my design. Right, so P our BG transaction and duration 200, opacity 0, scale 95, opacity 0, 75, text slide, and yeah, great. Toggle pattern flex item star, keep 3 and rounded to flex item 200. Yeah. Here is something. Okay, the first one is I need to display the to-do items on there. I'm into the text, so it should be display the text as well, right? And these are too large, so let's fix that. And in this painting text, okay, just use this. And yeah, great guys. So also this is the edit button. It is perfect, but in the circle pattern, check circle. Give me a second, guys. I need to check that circle. In the check, I need to use font to that completed and display that. Okay, you can't see anything else, but when I use it to display the check. Okay, and to do completed to display that. And yeah, okay guys, so we're gonna work on this component to manage the to-do details. So let's do that. Fonts, dispatch, use dispatch, and I already mentioned these details. So the first one is I need to create a function that will help us to check the value and uncheck the value, right? So const handle toggle, which you use to display the completed and uncompleted record. So I use dispatch. Inside there I need to create the function that will help us to toggle the checkbox. And yeah, so I need to move on to the slice. So inside that I need to create the function that will help us to toggle the icon, toggle the checkbox. Toggle tutor state action const tutor. The logic is state.items.find function tutor.id is equal to action.payload. If the to-do is exist, then I need to target my to-do.completed, not to-do.completed, right? So this is the first one logic. The next one, I need to update the to-do that updated at the date. I need to update it new date.to ISO string. Also this is a date function, guys, remember that. So just copy that, the to-do item, and I'm in toggle item, just paste on there, move on to-do items and just use there is to-do item. Just target your to-do as a prop. Inside that have an ID. Save and copy the function and just use that inside your checkbox, right? So let me check that here. So after that I'm gonna use on click, just like that, save the file, and let's write something, right? As you can see, guys. Okay, perfect. So let's work on the delete. Yeah. So I need to move on the to-do slice, and I need to create the function that will help us to delete that to-do item. Delete to-do state action, and I'm going to use state.items equal to state.items.filter to-do to.id not equal to action.payload. Just like that, save the file, copy the function and paste on there. You need to move on where it is, to-do items. Yeah, to-do items. So I'm gonna handle delete, and in there I'm gonna use set is deleting is true, and I just use set time out function, right? Calling the dispatch function. Inside that I'm gonna use delete to-do.id, and yeah, I assign also time period 200 millisecond. Copy that and just move on there to find out where is the delete button. This is the delete button. Okay, so I use on click just like that. So let's try it. First I refresh a page because I need to remove all of the things. Write something, hit enter, hover the mouse, press delete. The record has been removed and you can't see anything else inside the console as well, guys, right? So guys, we're gonna work on the update. Means I need to, in a minute, show you. I click on it, then I need to display the input field. Inside the input field I need to display the particular value. When I will click on it, then my record will be updated. So let's work on that. So I need to move on that to the slice, and in there I'm going to create a function update to-do state action, and I need to destruct the ID and updates from action.payload. Okay, next thing, create a variable to-do and use the logic state.items.find to-do. To-do.id is equal to match with our ID, which is coming from there. If to-do is true, then I need to use object.assign to-do updates, and also I need to use updated at generate the new date, guys, to ISO string. Okay, yeah, perfect. So I need to copy the function and give me a second. Okay, here's on there. Copy that and move on to items, and yeah, to items you need to move on top and just use const and update, and passing the parameters text, calling dispatch and updated to-do. Inside that you need to pass as object. The first one is the ID, coming from to-do.id, which is our prop. Inside that I have an ID, and I need to use updates. As key, the value is text is string. The text is coming from my not text. Yeah, the text is coming from my as a parameter. Okay. Last thing I need to edit, set is editing, I need to use false. But the important thing is how you can call that function and how you can update the record, right? Let's use the logic. I use if is editing is true, then I need to return the value. Which value? Give me a second, I will use del. Inside that I will use class padding outside for bgcray 100, and inside that I need to target my to-do form, guys. as a component. Inside that I need to assign the initial value. I already explained you all about the default values. So inside this time, on this time guys, when you update the card, you just target to.text on submit event handle update, and on cancel, when you on cancel event you need to use set is editing false, and placeholder you need to use update your to-do. So this is the logic guys. So I'm gonna save the file. Let's try it. Write something, click to okay guys, but I need to also add the event. Give me a second. With on click guys, when I'll click on the button, give me a second. This is check, and where's my head? So in there I need to add the event. On click, when the event is executed, I just use is set is editing trigger. Save the file and let's try it. Click on it, I'm getting the result. Write something and text. Something went wrong, so let me fix that. What is this? Okay, text.trim. Okay, it should be solved the problem. Yeah, record has been updated and I can't see any more inside there. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna work on the tips. Mark to complete the mark all completed details, and also mark all to delete the clear the all lists, right? So let's work on that. So I will create all of the functions inside there that are required. The first one is set filter, right? So I'm going to use set, but I will use one by one guys. So I'm going to use state.filter action.payload. Right, this is the function. Copy it and use on there. Move on to the items, not to the app, and move on top. And guys, you need to create the function. Right, so let me cut that. And I'll filter change, new filter. And in there I'm going to use dispatch set filter, which is function that I have created on there, and assign the new filter. Copy that and just move on down and find out the filter. Okay, in the filter you need to pass the probe and assign the value like this one. Give me a second. Okay, and there. Okay, on filter change and assign this one. Copy that, move on there, and you need to use on this there, right? And just use this one function where, okay, this is the key after the key. Okay, I'm going to use on click. Okay, just use on filter change and passing the this key. So let me save the file and let's try it. What happened? Click on it. Yeah, it's working guys, as you can see. Let's write something. Completed, active, completed. You can't see anything else inside the completed, but when you check it, click on it, this is completed. Active, there have no active items. Okay, so let's work on the complete and mark all, means this one and also completed. So move on the to-do slice, and there I need to use mark all complete step. So So const has incomplete. This is a function. Okay, this is a variable, guys, sorry for that. And the logic is state.items dot sum to the not true to do dot completed. Then I use state.items. I will use for each to dot completed, then has and completed, and then I use to do dot updated at send a new dot to ISO string, and yeah, it's perfect. And also I create another function that will help us to clear the record. So let's create that also. Clear completed state.items state.items.filter tutor not to do dot completed. That's it. Also I'm gonna pass two functions. The first one is this one, and second one is this one. Let's move on there. So we're gonna create the functions also to handle them to the app, and let's move on to okay, I don't know that. Const handle mark complete, and there I'm gonna use this page mark all complete like this. And also I create a const handle clear complete function, and what is this? Okay, has a space. Okay, great. And there I'm going to use on this page mark clear completed, guys. Okay, so let's use them. So where I will use them, give me a minute. Okay, okay, I think these values in the top. So let me find out no progress. Completed. Okay, this is the trash, so I need to call the function on click clear completed, and this is the mark all completed. So just use on click on mark all completed. Okay, so I think it should be perfect. So let's try it. One, and I'm gonna use second, click it. It doesn't work. Let me find out the problem. Updating style animations. Okay, let's select it and work on this one. Both are doesn't work, guys. Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Here's the functions. So and the next one is handle clear complete, handle mark completed. So I think it should be, yeah, guys, those are working perfectly, as you can see. Let's click on it. Let's clear out. Everything is working fine. The last and final thing is I need to store the video in the local storage, right? So give me application, and right there I have my previous file details, so I'm going to remove it and let's work on that. This is the final step. Okay, so in the to-do slice you need to create only two functions. First one is when you load the page, const load to-dos, and when they load the page I also use try and catch block. I need to return nothing, and then I use concept local storage dot get items which items to those. I'll get the function in a minute, and I need to use return saved, otherwise I need to get the return json dot parse saved, otherwise nothing. The next function I need to create it save to those to do, and I'm gonna use try catch, passing the error, and console dot error fail to save to those error. In the try block I use local storage dot set items, write the name to those json dot stringify and passing the parameters. When you will load the page, just change items to empty array to this one function, and next thing you need to call the function on there, and one by one you need to update that. So just use state items, it will update. Same thing you need to do, copy it, and you need to paste on the toggle, right, when you toggle that, and when you delete that, and when you will complete set filter, no need that, but in the markall, and okay, so let's try it. Nothing happening on there, so I'm gonna use to do one, right? On the right side I'm able to see the details. As you can see, let's add another to do 2, and yeah, so let's use one to delete that. Great, let's refresh a page, but I can't see the tutorial in there, so yeah, something is wrong. So items, give me a minute, save to those, get to those. Guys, give me a second. I have one problem, so let's try to, and clear complete save. I use it outside of this one, and clear completed, perfect. Set filter, no need that, and delete items. Yeah, perfect. So let's try it. I'm not getting the values, guys, so I think this is the name of the to-dos, and I'm getting the value to-dos. Guys, the problem is very clear, like this. Remove it, and there we go. Let's try to refresh a page. there is still to do one is appear. Let's try to add to edit, right? Let's refresh page and close it, stop my project. Let's try to execute one more time. What happened? And there we go, guys. Let's click on it. This is one completed, one active. And yeah, the last thing is this is for you. You can change this one on your behalf, guys. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.